Top 3 worst foods that feed cancer. Health Aura. Know it right. Live it light. What if the food on your plate each day holds the power to either fuel or fight cancer? Imagine waking up to the idea that nearly half of all common cancers could actually be prevented, not by a miracle drug, but by simple changes in your daily habits. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? But, according to growing research, it's not just possible, it's proven. Cancer, one of the world's deadliest diseases, thrives in a very specific environment. One filled with chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and unchecked cellular growth. When we constantly feed our bodies the wrong types of foods, we unknowingly create the perfect breeding ground for tumors to grow. Even high blood sugar can become a silent accomplice, offering cancer cells the fuel they crave. In this video, we'll uncover 3 of the most dangerous foods that may help cancer cells flourish. But we won't stop there. You'll also discover which powerful foods you can start adding to your diet today to lower your cancer risk and take back control of your health. Curious to know what's on the list? Let's find out. Red meat and processed meat. The hidden danger behind every bite. Behind the deliciousness and appeal of beef, lamb, pork, or processed meats such as sausages, bacon, ham is a serious danger to human health. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, has officially classified processed meat as carcinogenic to humans, while red meat is considered possibly carcinogenic. The reason is because these foods contain nitrates and nitrites, compounds used for preservation. When entering the body, they can be converted into N-nitroso, NOS, a group of substances with strong carcinogenic potential, especially in the low pH environment of the stomach, in the presence of iron, or when meat is processed at high temperatures. Grilling, frying, or roasting meat at high temperatures produces other toxic substances such as heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. These compounds can damage DNA and promote the growth of cancer cells. In addition, heme iron, the type of iron found in red meat, not only participates in the formation of NOx, but also stimulates oxidative stress and chronic inflammation in the digestive tract, contributing to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. A series of large studies have reinforced the link between red meat processed meat consumption and cancer risk, especially colon, rectal, liver, and lung cancers. A meta-analysis published in the journal Cancer Science found that red meat and processed meat increase the risk of these cancers. Meanwhile, a large-scale European study, EPIC, which followed hundreds of thousands of people from 10 countries, confirmed that people who ate a lot of red and processed meat were significantly more likely to develop cancer than those who consumed little or no meat. Beyond cancer, reducing or eliminating red and processed meat from your diet can also help prevent premature death, cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes. While many dietary recommendations continue to legitimize the habit of eating red meat, A growing number of randomized controlled studies are showing clear benefits of switching to a low or no red meat diet. People who adopt this lifestyle often report significant improvements in health, from cardiovascular health to cancer risk. So instead of continuing to compromise on taste, it's time for each of us to rethink our eating habits, where every meal is not only about nutrition, but also a vital decision for long-term health. Imagine this. You're doing everything right. Or, so it seems, you don't smoke, you exercise occasionally, and you try to make sensible food choices. But what if I told you that the single most dangerous cancer silently threatening your health might not be lung cancer, but colorectal cancer? Yes, for non-smokers, colorectal cancer has quietly become one of the deadliest enemies, ranking just behind lung cancer as the second leading cause of cancer-related death for both men and women. But here's the empowering part. Research shows that you can slash your risk by up to 20% with one simple dietary decision: cutting just one daily serving of processed meat. Think about that. Just one slice of bacon, one sausage link, or a small portion of deli meat removed from your plate could mean the difference between health and heartbreak. Dr. Michael Greger, a well-known advocate for plant-based nutrition, warns that processed meat doesn't just raise the risk of colorectal cancer. It also increases the chances of developing breast, prostate, and pancreatic cancers. Yet, despite the overwhelming evidence, the United States still hasn't taken any major regulatory action against these cancer-promoting foods. Even more concerning is the fact that many people who are diagnosed with cancer never receive dietary guidance from their doctors, simply because nutrition is often overlooked in standard cancer care. The truth is, we've been conditioned to believe that giving up meat means giving up flavor, tradition, or even joy. But what if the opposite were true? What if choosing vibrant, whole, plant-based foods gave you more life? Not just in years, but in energy, vitality, and peace of mind. Health experts, including Dr. Greger, strongly recommend limiting or eliminating both red and processed meats to dramatically reduce your cancer risk. Instead, embrace a colorful, natural plate filled with fiber-rich vegetables, fruits, legumes, and whole grains. Not only can this help protect your body from cancer, but it also supports your heart, digestion, and overall well-being. Because in the end, the true taste of life is not in the meat, but in the freedom that comes with vibrant health. The hidden poison in your glass, how even a sip of alcohol can feed cancer. Imagine this. You're holding a glass of wine, a symbol of relaxation and social connection. But what if that single glass harbored a hidden danger, one that silently undermines your health with every sip? While many still associate moderate drinking with heart benefits, science has now shattered that illusion, revealing a darker, more disturbing truth. Alcohol is a stealthy accomplice in cancer's deadly mission. Alcohol is no ordinary beverage. It's now considered the second most harmful consumable when it comes to promoting cancer growth, just behind tobacco. Once inside your body, alcohol doesn't stay as it is. It transforms into acetaldehyde, a toxic chemical and a known human carcinogen. This compound damages DNA, alters cell behavior, and creates the perfect storm for cancer to take root and spread. And it's not just heavy drinkers at risk. Even one drink a day can set the stage for cancer to grow, particularly in vulnerable tissues like the mouth, throat, esophagus, liver, breast, and colon. That innocent nightcap. It might be tipping your hormones out of balance, increasing levels of estrogen and other growth factors that fuel hormone-sensitive cancers, such as breast cancer. Worse still, alcohol interferes with your body's ability to absorb crucial nutrients like folate, vitamin A, and B-complex vitamins, further weakening your internal defense system and opening the door even wider for disease. You may have heard about the J-curve, the idea that moderate drinkers live longer than abstainers. But recent research has exposed the truth behind this myth. It turns out that many so-called non-drinkers in studies had actually quit alcohol because of prior illness, a statistical glitch known as the sick quitter effect. Once this error was corrected, the protective illusion vanished. In reality, the more alcohol you consume, the greater your risk of cancer and premature death. The numbers are sobering. According to the American Cancer Society, alcohol accounts for approximately 6% of all cancers and 4% of cancer deaths in the U.S. alone. So before you pour your next drink, take a moment. Ask yourself, is that temporary buzz worth the long-term risk? 3. The silent risk in your fridge. How dairy might be feeding cancer without you knowing. Imagine starting your day with a seemingly innocent glass of milk, or ending it with a comforting scoop of yogurt, all under the impression that you're doing something good for your body. But what if, behind that creamy taste lies a hidden danger, quietly working against your health? What if the very dairy products you've trusted for years are silently increasing your risk of cancer? This may sound shocking, but growing evidence is uncovering a darker side to dairy. Beneath the surface of those wholesome cartons of milk, cheese, and butter lies a biological cocktail of hormones, saturated fats, and animal proteins, each playing a potential role in the development of deadly diseases. For decades, dairy has been promoted as a health staple, celebrated for its calcium and vitamin D content. But today, science is painting a different picture, one that links dairy consumption to hormone-related cancers such as prostate, breast, and even ovarian cancer. In fact, the hormone known as IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, found abundantly in dairy products, is now recognized as a key driver of cancer cell growth. Studies have shown that this hormone not only fuels the growth of existing cancer cells, but may also spark their development in the first place. And here's what's even more concerning. Researchers have separated calcium from dairy and calcium from plant sources, and only the dairy-based calcium was linked to increased cancer risk. Could it be that the comfort food millions rely on is actually a carcinogenic trap in disguise? Could your daily dose of dairy be nourishing something far more dangerous than bones? Let's take a closer look at what the science really says about dairy and cancer, and uncover the truths that marketers don't want you to know. Because when it comes to your health, every bite and every sip matters. Would you like to continue with a structured breakdown of the cancer risks tied to specific dairy components? So, eliminating or cutting back on these 3 harmful foods and drinks from your diet is a smart move to reduce your cancer risk. Just a small change in your daily meals can make a big difference to your long-term health. If you find the video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on healthy living tips, fighting diseases naturally and effectively.